While we walk to the entrance of the fort, I will provide you some information. The fort of Aubin Neufchâteau was built in April 1935 and inaugurated on May 9, 1937. From May 10, 1940, it provided defense to the German army. The fortress of Aubin Neufchâteau is one of the 16 forts of the fortified ring around Liège that were intended to protect the city against possible enemy attacks. Blue indicates forts constructed during 1888 till 1891. Those in red were constructed in the 1930s. During World War II, this fort played a crucial role. After the fall of the Ibn Emal fortress, it protected the fortresses of Baptiste and Barchan. For 11 days, the garrison of the fortress of Aubin Neufchâteau managed to block the 2,000 German soldiers from the walls. During this period, they suffered artillery and aerial bombardments, followed by 23 infantry attacks. Suffocation and the lack of ammunition meant that the fort was captured on May 21, 1940. In the 11 days that the fort held out, it fired 15,000 shells. Today you can visit the inside of the fort, and they keep the memory of the deceased fighters alive. Now we arrive within the walls of the fortress. And here, in front of us, we see the entrance B.III. On the outside of the fort, there are some displays of the Belgian soldiers and their equipment, here on the left. And on the right, mainly pioneer items of the German soldiers displayed. Now we take a look inside the fort via the entrance Block B.III and walk over the place where there was a rolling drawbridge. The white gun on the right is a 47mm anti-tank gun that was placed in Block C2 but was blown away by a hollow charge. And notice the hole on the bottom middle? It's the entrance defense of this entrance and armed with a FN Model D machine gun. The FN Model D was developed by FN Herstal as the FN Model 1930 and adopted by the Belgian Army. The Model 1930 was a licensed copy of the Colt automatic machine rifle, Model 1925. And here we see it, still on its original place. The model had a different gas regulator and a pistol grip section with a ROF controller, designed by Dieudonné Sève, a Belgian small arms designer who designed several well-known firearms for Belgian arms maker Fabrique Nationale, including the Model 1949 and the FAL.
Le bar, ça, ok, merci beaucoup.
On est en temps, monsieur. Vous devez descendre? Vous descendez? Laisse-nous t'emmener.
Pas de problème.
Merci aussi, c'est gentil. Ben, on fait ce qu'on peut.
On the right of the entrance, a number of rare FN motorcycles are on display, especially for today. FN, Fabrique Nationale de Herstal, is a Belgian company established in 1889 to make arms and ammunition, and from 1901 to 1967 it was also a motorcycle manufacturer. The first three motorcycles are a FN M12a SM, manufactured from 1937 to 1940. This is a rare FN T3 Tricar, a military motorcycle manufactured before World War II. Only 331 were built, and as of 2014, around only 7 exist and owned by private collectors. And now we have the possibility to see 3 of them. Just for your information, in February 1940, the Belgian army ordered 88 FN Tricar motorcycles armed with the FN Browning 13.2mm machine gun. Unfortunately, none could be delivered to the army before the German invasion. The German Wehrmacht also used captured FN M12a SM combinations. They could be distinguished from the German BMW R75 and Zundapp KS 750 combinations by the different fork. The Belgians were at the time dominant in the manufacture of sidecar machines. One captured FN M12a SM was studied and tested by Zundapp, and details of its construction were incorporated in the KS 750. Here you have a good view of the damage on top of the bunker. Although the fort was also used by the Germans during the war, the damage was not repaired. Even after the war, the damage was not repaired and the fort was withdrawn from active use. Forts were found to be totally obsolete as a means of defense due to the change modes of warfare. Unfortunately, it then fell prey to dismantling in the 1960s. The Belgian army decided to sell the fort's heavy cast iron parts as scrap metal. In later days, a number of volunteers took care of the fort, trying to save it from further decay. Now we come to the entrance of the reenactment area, which is located on top of the fort. Here on the left we see a universal carrier, a development of the earlier Brand gun carrier from its light machine gun armament. Was one of a family of light armor tracked vehicles built by Vickers, Armstrongs and other companies. Universal carriers were usually used for transporting personnel and equipment, mostly support weapons or as machine gun platforms. Now we go to the civilian part of the reenactment area. And this is the first display of reenactment group Foederij. This display is about food, rationing and the black market under occupation. And the second display subject is about sabotage and resistance. And this third one provides an overview of various World War II propaganda, posters and flyers. And we end the civilian reenactment area with the display of the Erfgoedgilde, with their World War II Rijkswacht display. And we also saw them in our previous video of Splendid 44 in Leopoldsburg. Here on top of the fort we see some more FN M12 motorcycles with sidecar.
Ja, dan had ik het geluk aan. Maar ik heb dan helemaal op dit zoekje geweest, maar ja, die BTW is nog in orde. Moet nog van één ding moet ik de krantenlisten nog doen, maar dat.
And this beautiful motorcycle is a Motosacoche Grand Sport légère 434 from 1935. The next one is, if I'm right, a NSU OSL 251 motorcycle. Here we see a Saroléa T6 built from 1937 till 1940 in a military guise. In the back, where Reinhard is looking, is the top of the mortar block mounting 3 81mm mortars and an observation block. Now we're going to take a look at the German Wehrmacht displays and vehicles. At the same place as last year, during the Memory 44 event, reenactment group of the Panzer Division have set up their displays. And this is the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 221, a small and light armed vehicle of reenactment group Volksgrenadier Division 352. And their next display is a great Funk setup with an original Kurbelmast with a star antenna on top. This antenna can have a height of up to 8 meters. These antennas were also used on bunkers, Tiger tanks and Volkswagen Kübels. Here in the foreground stands an original Zundapp DB200 motorcycle from 1938, completely restored. And just behind it stands an original searchlight on a tripod. The original Torn EB receiver from 1937 with the original converter has been made working again, so that they don't have to act while listening to the messages they receive. And well hidden behind the sandbags, an MG nest is positioned. This beautiful truck is a 1.5 ton Opel Blitz. And especially for today, Bert and Nick from History Secrets joined our German team. And now we come to the display of Sanitats Abteilung 352, with a fully equipped field hospital with all the medical supplies to care the sick and with first aid to treat the wounded. There are also 3 hospital beds available if necessary. And this is the display with this altar of our priest. Because unfortunately not every wounded soldier can be saved. And we end this tour with the fully equipped kitchen and dining area of Kampfgruppe Böhm. They provided us with great food and drinks all weekend. And before I forget, I also brought my DRK BMW R71 motorcycle with sidecar. Speaking about my motorcycle, in the afternoon we decided to go for a ride with the Opel Blitz truck and all of our motorcycles. Unfortunately, I noticed that there was something wrong. And indeed, as you can see, I had a flat tire. After we switched tires, we finally could go for a ride. And of course, it's time to get back in time. thanks to the organization for another great event. We again had a great time here. So hopefully till next time. I just have to say this. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and hit the bell button.